Concept 3, finding the greatest common factor of monomials. Alright, so we have found the common factor and done prime factorization for numbers. Now we're looking at monomials. And factoring monomials is really pretty much the same as factoring a constant or a number. You're just going to break apart the fact that this is 5x. You're going to break that into 5 times x. Okay? Alright, very straightforward. Variables are always considered prime if we don't know what they are, right? We can't break them into any further cases. But if we have the square, right? So if I do my prime factorization here, I end up with 2, and I end up with x squared. Well, if I have squared, there is something I can break it down further into, and that's going to be x times x. And those will be my primes. Okay? If you have a number that is not a prime next to your variable, you're going to factor it the same way you would normally. Right? So I've got 12, and I've got y to the third x. Break my 12 into 4 and 3. 3 is prime. 4 into 2 and 2. And then break my variables into x, y to the third, and then I'm actually going to break it into 3 because it'll be y, and y. And that is my factorization for this monomial. Okay? Finding the common factor, once you're done factoring, is the same as when we just had numbers. Okay? You're going to deal with the variable just like it was another factor. Okay? So 12x becomes 4 and 3x, right? I can do it that way. 4 becomes 2 and 2. 3x becomes 3 and x. All right, and now I've got my factors, my prime factorization for that one. 16x squared gives me 4 and 4x squared. Actually, you know what? Let's change that around. Just to show we can do it a lot of different ways, we're going to call this 4x and 4x. Okay, and then 2 and 2x, 4 and x, 2 and 2, 2 and x. Okay, so you can see that there are a lot of different approaches to your factorization. None of them are wrong. You will usually just get your values, your numbers, and your variables in different spots. Okay. All right, so now we've got our prime factorization. Now we can look for our common factors. 12x has 2 times 2 times 3 times x. 16x squared has 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times x times x. We've got an x in common, and we've got 2 2's in common, so our greatest common factor is going to be 4x. Okay, let's do one more. All right, so 15x squared y, 3 and 5 is our primes, and we've got x squared and y, and we've got x and x. 27y to the third, we've got 27 and y to the third. 27 is 3 and 9. 9 is 3 and 3. My primes there. And then y is going to be, y to the third is y and y squared. and then y, and y. Okay. All right. So again, if I write out my prime factorization for 15x squared y, I've got 3 times 5 times x times x times y. And over here, 27y to the third, I've got 3 times 3 times 3 times y times y times y. They share a y, and they share a 3. And in this case, that's all they share. My greatest common factor would be 3y for these two monomials.